Hi, my name is Hussain Jiffry, and you're watching for BassPlayersOnly.com.
Hi everyone, John Liebman here. You're watching for BassPlayersOnly.com. Coming to you today on location from sunny Hollywood, California, with our good friend Hussain Jiffry. Hey, Hussain.
Hey, John, how are you? Pleasure to see you again and meet you.
Yes, yeah, we did it. We did an interview not too long ago. It was a phone or a Skype interview or something, but it was fascinating story about growing up in Sri Lanka. Did I pronounce that right?
Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka. There's no H, but it sounds like there's an H.
That's how they pronounce it back home. There's no H in the English spelling, but it is Sri Lanka.
Okay, well, I will give the authentic pronunciation, and hopefully I won't be confused for being a Sri Lankan.
There you go.
Okay. But then your career and all the time you spent in Europe and the gig that you've had for, I don't know how long, with Herb Alpert.
About 11 years.
11 years. And Lonnie Hall, Herb's wife?
Yeah, Herb's wife. She sings with us, and it's Bill Cantos on piano, Michael Shapiro on drums, Herb on trumpet, and myself. Yeah. So that's the quintet.
Okay. It was, it hasn't been that long, but it was a little while since we last spoke. So bring us up to date on what's been happening and what's been keeping you busy.
Well, let's see. Since we talked last, we have an album that just got released in September, Herb's album. It's called Human Nature. I engineered some of the tunes on the record. I've been his engineer plus bass player in the last few years.
I don't remember you mentioning the engineering part.
Yes, yeah.
If you did, I just forgot.
Yes, I have been his engineer, done most of his tracking, and I mixed an album for him. And I mixed two songs in this new record. One is a Burt Bacharach tune, which I can't remember the title of now. But Herb and I wrote a tune called Mystery Man. It's kind of like a hybrid bossa nova kind of feel. It's a cool little tune. It's on the new CD, Human Nature. You should check it out.
Okay, and you should check it out.
Yeah, it's a fun listen, I think. We had fun writing it. Yeah.
And are you going to do some touring to promote the record?
Yes, we just actually got back from the Midwest. We were in Minneapolis, Wisconsin, Iowa. We had a good time, and we're going back out. So a few dates.
What is the name of his club?
A Vibrato.
Oh, that's right.
It's in Bel Air. It's a beautiful club. It's one of the nicest clubs in LA or in the country, I'd say.
Let's talk about your equipment. What are you playing these days? Basses, strings, amps, effects, if any?
Basses. My main basses are bossa basses. They're made in Japan. I play a 5-string bossa and a 6-string fretted and fretless. My amps in the last year I've been playing Trickfish.
Trickfish.
Yeah.
Richard Roos.
Richard Roos is a dear friend, and I was very excited to check his amp out when I heard about it, and he let me try it out for about a month, and I really loved it. It really it produces a nice, natural, warm sound and a really focused sound that I like. You know, it doesn't color it too much, and it's fairly simple to use. It's got the direct out. Really sounds great. I haven't recorded it with the direct out yet, but the engineers that I've used on my live gigs seem to really like it. We don't have to use a DI, which makes it easier for them. And overall, he's got a post and pre-switch, which is kind of neat. I really dig the amp, and recently he gave me a couple of new speakers to put in with a bigger magnet.
Eminence, I think, right?
Eminence, I think.
Yeah.
And it made a difference. I like these new 12s, and I'm really happy with it. I play my electrics, and I also play a Vector electric upright through it. And everybody seems pretty happy. Actually, Herb turned around and said, "Hey man, your rig sounds nice."
Oh, that's always
so I said, "That's always good."
Yeah.
So
that's
really
almost as good as the engineer giving you that compliment.
right. Yeah,
the band leader, the boss.
Right, and the boss is happy.
Well, it's a young company that's really catching on. I remember talking to Mike Pope at a NAMM show, and truthfully, all I could see was his fingers because he was pointing to this and that on the amp and demonstrating it. But it's really caught on. I've interviewed Ernest Tibbs and Tim Landers and a few other folks, and names like Jeff Andrews, I think, is now an artist. And yeah, so great, Richard. Keep doing what you're doing. It's working. Congratulations.
It's a nice amp, and I'd like more people to hear it and check it out. It's worth checking out, I think.
Yes, I think so too. Well, what about the future? You mentioned the tour and all of that, but what do you have any long-term plans or any big goals that you should be with Herb forever or for as long as you want, but is there something else that you mentioned a solo project. Let's talk about that.
That's been in the works for a long time, but I've kind of shelved it over the years because I've been busy, busy with Herb, and we also have a recording studio that I produce other artists and mix and master and engineer these projects. So all that's taken priority, and the solo project has been shelved, but I'm hoping maybe in the near future that I'll be able to finish that and put it out. So I'm hoping in the next 6 months maybe.
I was hoping you'd be a little more precise than near future, because that could mean different things to different people.
Yeah, maybe 6 months. I'd like to have it done maybe by the summer.
Well, you be sure to let us know, and we'll share that information, and we'll tell the whole bass community and beyond.
Awesome. Man, you've been really supportive of all the bass players and the bass community, and it's a blessing to have someone like you and do that for us, because we're a pretty small, tight-knit community, and it's nice that you've dedicated your website and what you do to bass players, and I thank you for that.
Well, thanks for the thanks. I like bass. What can I say?
Hey, being a fine bass player yourself, so.
Well, thank you very much. I don't know if I asked you this last time or not, but what would you be if you were not a bass player? Something outside of music, if you can imagine that.
Something outside of music. I like to ride bicycles. That is, maybe a professional mountain biker or something like that. I think if it were not music.
Wow.
Who knows?
Well, that'll keep
I
you.
still ride.
That'll keep you in great shape.
Yes.
Maybe I'll go with you. Maybe you get me into shape too. Well, Hussain, it's great catching up with you.
Likewise.
Thanks very much. I'm glad we got a chance to have an in-person video interview, and everybody can see it, and I could actually see you in 3 dimensions.
Right, and I appreciate you taking the time. And I must say, thank you for that book that you put out. I bought that online maybe 6 months ago.
The new one, Play Like Jaco Pastorius?
The funk book.
Oh, the funk. Oh, that was my first book.
I know, and I loved it. I've been checking it out, and I think that's a good read, and I think there's a lot of great information in that book, and I'm still working on it.
Thank you very much. I was very proud that the publisher put out a 25-year anniversary edition of Funk Bass.
So I think that's a well-written book, and there's some really good information in it.
Wow. Well, thank you very much. Oh, well, keep doing what you're doing. Keep us posted, and good luck, safe travels on the tour, and make that solo project a priority, because we're all waiting for. We deserve to hear it. We need to hear it.
I know. Thank you. My wife, who's been my rock, has been very supportive, and she's been saying, you got to finish this. So I'm going to take her advice too.
Listen to the wife.
That's right.
Good advice. On location in Hollywood, California, with our good friend Hussain Jiffry, I'm John Liebman. You're watching ForBassPlayersOnly.com.